So these are the tilapia. I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about why I keep them in a bare tank compared to escaping it and stuff and giving them, decorations. So what happens is you see this male right here, that male. So now, because I got the flower pot in there, which I do that because I need to get the females to drop their eggs. I haven't tried to breed them and raise them yet. Probably not going to with these fish just because they are getting older. But I do have the decoration in there, and the reason why that is I need the females to lay the eggs, because if they don't lay their eggs, they'll hold on to them inside of them, and what happens is the eggs will go bad and they'll rot inside the fish and then give them toxic shock syndrome and they'll die. The only fish I've lost out of this tank is 3 females and 1 male, and that is the reason I lost them, is that their eggs got all rotten inside of their bodies and then they died from poison. And then the 1 male that died, he was stressed out from fighting. But the reason I don't put a lot of decorations in there is because it does bring out their territorial behavior. They become very aggressive. As you can see here, this guy here, he's just cruising around. The water that's starting to warm up in here. As you can see, I do need to get a dehumidifier. It's 84% humidity and 75.7 in here. So the room is starting to get warmer and warmer. So the fish are getting more active and they're wanting to breed. So, the 1 male, he's going to be coming out of here because he's getting super territorial on the rest of them. And he'll be going into this tank with these males. And the reason why there's nothing in this tank is the same reason. It's to lower their aggression. When most people are doing the aquaponics and you put them in the IBC totes or a bin or whatever that you can't actually see the fish, you don't get to observe their behavior. I want to set up my aquaponic system up like this so I can actually observe their behavior and how they act and interact with each other. So no decorations in this tank for the simple fact that I don't want them to be territorial. So, because once they get territorial, then they'll keep fighting and they fight and they'll injure themselves. So if I keep the tank bare like this, it eliminates the territorial disputes within the tank. They don't have that specific thing to say, hey, that's mine, stay away from it and fight for it. And then, like I said, there's no females in this tank. This is all males. So that way it keeps the territorial disputes down and limit it down to, a quick little, hey, get to, this is my corner or whatever. So, but I just wanted to get on here and explain a little bit why the tilapia are left in the tanks with no decorations. And the only reason why I have the 1 decoration is I need to have the females getting rid of those eggs so they don't end up rotting inside of the fish. Because if you don't, the tilapia, they are an African cichlid, maternal mouth brooder. So the females, the male coaxes the female down to get the female to lay the eggs, and the male produces his sperm onto the eggs. Then the female picks up the eggs in her mouth and then gestates the eggs in her mouth until the fry hatch. I'm sure that's happened in here a couple times, but there's just too many fish and they get eaten before they can grow up. But if I don't get those females to drop those eggs and they hold on to them for too long, they will go bad inside of them and will kill them. So, yeah, just a couple facts on the tilapia, this is why I want to see the behavior of the fish and how they interact with each other. So that's why I have them in glass tanks instead of big bins. And then it goes out, like I said, this is the filter for those fish. This whole system altogether is probably about 1,200 gallons of water, and it's continuously recycled. I don't do water changes and stuff. All I do is water top-ups on this system. And I add the extra nutrients, my potassium, my magnesium, and my iron. Those are the only 3 things that you will need to add to your aquaponic system, just because the more you grow, the more nutrients get pulled out, and then those nutrients don't get 100% added back in. You will not get iron and stuff from the fish poo and stuff like that. So you have to add the iron. And then the magnesium helps pull up the potassium, and the potassium is what helps create and produce the fruits. So, but yeah, just some info on the tilapia, why I keep them in the tank, bare bottom with very limited decorations. And I do like the fact that I can see the fish so I can interact with them instead of like in an IBC tote or like a bin. You don't get to actually see the behaviors of the fish. That's what I enjoy to watch, is the actual behavior of the fish and how they interact with each other. But just some aquaponics tips for tilapia. Hope you guys have a good Friday, good afternoon, good morning, good weekend. And enjoy your fish rooms. I know I do. Bye now.